Oh, is that good? We've got my head in. I have a very large head and I'm still very much a YouTube amateur. So trying to get my head in the shot is a conundrum. Anyway, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Jess and I thought that I would do a video addressing some stuff about me, a little introduction, as JC would, JC? Who's JC? Jay-Z would say. Please allow me to introduce myself and then also share a little bit about how I became a mindfulness teacher. Because I get asked that a lot. Obviously it's not a very common profession yet. I envision a world where it will be. But yeah, so let's go. My name is Jess. I'm a yoga and mindfulness teacher in London. I teach yoga and mindfulness to adults and children. I've been doing it for about 2.5 years now. I started off part-time doing it on the side with my job. And yeah, then I just really loved it and it kind of got to a point where I had to choose. And I decided to try and make a go of it in London town. I grew up in Oxfordshire and I went to school in Oxfordshire. And I went to Cardiff University. I studied English literature and Spanish. So hablo español también. I've travelled a lot. Before uni, whilst I was still at school, I travelled a lot. I did had some great opportunities to go and work in Malawi and Ghana during summer holidays. And then I also went to Paris for 6 months when I finished high school. And then I also went to Central America, to Mexico, and all those countries, which was great. Anyway, yeah, went to uni. Honestly, didn't really want to go to uni, but just did it because I was told that that's what I had to do. And like now, looking back on it, I wish I'd kind of waited and then gone and read psychology. That's what I really wish I had done. At the time, interestingly, I really wanted to go to theatre school. I wanted to be an actress. So yeah, went to uni, had a year abroad where I spent time in Mexico. No, I didn't, that's a lie. In Paraguay and Argentina, which was wild. And it was during that time that I started kind of learning about holistic healing, I guess. I was given the book by someone there, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, who's kind of like the grande dame of self-help books. And yeah, and that book was pretty instrumental in me changing my perspectives about how I look after myself and how I wanted to live my life. Growing up, I had a lot of issues with my weight and I had pretty bad eating disorder. I had bulimia pretty much all the way through high school, so starting from 13 till 18. So yeah, I'll go more into detail on that in a different video, but yeah, and I'd never kind of dealt with it, never spoken to anyone about it, so this book really started to help me to like unpick those things and start to work at them. What did we do then? Yeah, graduated, then I moved to Barcelona for like nearly 3 years, and in Barcelona I was working for an online advertising agency, like a PR agency. Barcelona was great, had a really, really good time. After 3 years, I was kind of like, do I really want to stay here? Like, the opportunities aren't as good as, like the career opportunities and stuff aren't as good as London, but also I wasn't ready to come back to the UK yet. And then, well, I discovered, I'm really not good at following my train of thought today. My mum had gotten me to start using Headspace whilst at uni, and it was kind of at that time that a lot of like science around meditation and mindfulness and how it's so good for your brain was coming out, and I was particularly interested in this because there is a pretty strong history of addiction and alcoholism in my family. So I wanted to look at how I could prevent those behaviours in myself. So that's what I did, and I started using Headspace then whilst I was at uni. I also took some of my first yoga classes there at Stretchy Susie's in Kitayes, which was great. And then in Barcelona that like carried on, and I started doing it more. I went on a few retreats, and then I got a job in India. I was working for one of India's royal families. He is a Maharana. I'll put some pictures up of him on screen. But that was wild. And I had some time in between my job in Spain ending and my job in India starting. So I went and stayed for 6 weeks at an Ayurvedic centre. If you don't know what Ayurveda is, then it's like Indian traditional medicine, like you have Chinese traditional medicine. It's great because it deals with the mind and body like holistically. And then that's where I learned transcendental meditation. And then so I did a lot of meditation and stuff there and yoga, and then I went and did my yoga teacher training, and there also I went to quite a traditional Indian one. It was run by Indians and there were Indians on the course, which was quite important for me. I think that's important because, cultural appropriation and things. So what happened next? So I went and worked for the king in Udaipur. Oh, that's not an attractive angle. I went and worked for the king of Udaipur, Shriji, which was really cool. And it was a really cool opportunity to live and work in India. I, unsurprisingly, later actually, I was there for in my 5th month living and working in India, and I got Delhi belly, and I had it for 6 weeks. And I just got to a point where I was like, I just want mashed potatoes. I don't want any more curry or rice or any of those things. So I made my way back to the UK, and when I got back to the UK, I was really sick. It took years for my stomach to recover. It still hasn't fully. But yeah, I was really, really sick, and I had no money. And I also had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So yes, and I was applying for jobs and not getting anywhere. Job hunting is just soul destroying. I was working I was doing like shifts in like catering companies, like catering at events and waitressing at events. And I like worked for like 3 years in Barcelona, and then for nearly a year in India. So yeah, it was pretty tough to not be working and to be sick at the same time and have no money, and have no idea really what I wanted to do. I think we've all been there. So next, what did I do? So I got a job doing medical sales, which was actually really cool because it was about orthopedics and injuries, and I got to go into operations and meet with surgeons and stuff like that. But it wasn't what I really wanted to do with my life, and I was still living at home with my mum, and I started teaching yoga on the side. And it was then that summer that I got back from India, I was pretty depressed, and that's when I did the Mindful Self-Compassion course, and that literally blew my mind. Like, it blew my mind. Like, and I did that course and I was like, this is it, like, this is what I want to teach. Because even though I'd done my yoga teacher training, like, I knew I didn't really want to teach yoga full time. I love yoga, but I knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do full time. And the Mindful Self-Compassion course was that. So I signed up to do the Mindful Self-Compassion teacher training. There we are. We'll get there in the end, friends. Sorry, I keep getting lost. I did the Mindful Self-Compassion, signed up to the Mindful Self-Compassion teacher training, and it got cancelled. So someone suggested that I do the MBSR teacher training, Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, which is the course that's kind of prescribed by the NHS and stuff like that. So it's like a clinically recognised course. So I trained to do that with Mindfulness UK. I trained to do that like 2 years ago. Well, not last November, the November before. So a year and a half ago. And I also did a kids yoga and mindfulness teacher training as well. And then, yeah, that's how I became a yoga and mindfulness teacher, basically. And I have been teaching in and around London and beyond. I've taught abroad as well, international. Yes, and then I decided to start my own company. It's called Loom. Yes, so that's that really. A lot of people ask me how I became a mindfulness teacher, and that's how I did it. In order to become a mindfulness teacher, you have to do certain things, like you have to do a 7-day silent retreat every year, which is amazing. I've done one of them. It's great. You have to do certain like CPD, continual professional development days and things like that. So yeah, and now I teach in businesses, I teach in schools, I teach public workshops and things, and I do yoga and mindfulness. So that's that. That's a little bit about me. Let me know if you've got any questions. The next video will be up on Monday, and that will be a mindfulness video where I will be, well, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing yet, but if you like and comment and subscribe, then you'll know what it'll be on, because you'll be the first to know. So yeah, thank you again for tuning in. I hope that's given you a little bit of insight into how I became a yoga teacher and a bit more background about me. Let me know if you've got any questions. Sorry, I have a propensity to switch up accents. It's one of my many talents, accents, that and parallel parking. Anyway, yeah, that's all from me today, guys. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great day, guys. Bye.